Hi, this is How to Kill an Hour. I'm Marcus Bronzy, and today we're checking out the Honda E.
Honda want to have electrified all of its sales by 2025, and it all starts with the Honda E. Honda themselves call it a dream made real, but is it? That's what we're here to find out. It's a brand new design from Honda, but first impressions lean into the charm of the original Honda Civic. But unlike the Honda of past, we are blessed with a smoother design. The round headlights and front panel/grille accentuate this and is kept further in check by the lack of wing mirrors, which have been replaced by small cameras. We'll talk more about those once we hop in. The front door handles fit flush to the bodywork, only extending out and illuminating when you approach the car, whilst the rear door handles are hidden within the window area. Frameless windows are nice, but the rear windows have this weird spike when they're down, which personally I'd like not to see. Its charging port is located on the bonnet and conforms to the rest of the smooth design of the Honda E. Just shy of 4 meters in length and 1.8 meters in width, you can choose from 16-inch rims or top them up with a choice of 17s. The model that we got was blue metallic, but the Honda E also comes in crystal black, modern steel metallic, charged yellow, and platinum white pearl. For the trim, you can opt for grey fabric or brown/black leather. And for seatbelts, you can choose brown, or brown. Inside and up front, there's enough space for a 6-footer like me for short journeys around town without feeling cramped, but I doubt this will be suitable for lengthy road trips. At the rear, there are 2 seats with enough headroom. However, I think you'd have to be under 6 foot to sit in the back comfortably if you had someone like me at the front. Maybe it's better suited to kids. Plus, to save space, we've lost a little under-knee support, which could prove uncomfortable on anything but short drives.
The Honda E is a small car. So once you add in all of the things that make it an electric vehicle, like the motors, the batteries, there's not really much space in there for anything else. And that means you only get 171 litres of boot space, which isn't that much. Cheers. It's right.
This is the equivalent of a few bags of hand luggage, or in my case, a microwave, coffee machine and Nintendo Switch. But 171 litres is small. It's less storage than there is in the Mini Electric, the Nissan Leaf, the Vauxhall Corsa E, the Seat Me and the electric smart car.
So inside the Honda E, it's an interesting mix of retro and new tech. So for starters, I want to start with a dash. We've got this kind of faux wooden vibe in here, which for me, I mean, it reeks of classic kind of car, doesn't it? We're not used to seeing wood in a car unless you're spending a lot of money or it's a very old vehicle. And then obviously you've got these massive screens, 5 of them, which we'll get into and talk about in a while. But as well as a touch screen, we've also got these buttons, which are interesting. I mean, you know, you've got a quick bit of volume control here on the dash. You can turn the audio on and off. If you have got the advanced version on the car, you can access the special parking controls as well, which is pretty cool. And I've got to say, I do like to have certain things in fixed positions, because when you've got screens like this, you can be tempted to move stuff around and you don't want to be kind of trying to reach for a button to try and park your car whilst you've got the aquarium going on here or something like that. The steering wheel on this car is pretty cool as well. It's a 2-spoke steering wheel, which is a nice solid vibe. It's got a few buttons on here which you can use to access your usual cruise control, heated steering wheel if you've got that version of the vehicle, and other quick to access bits. It's a nice sturdy feeling jobby, and it's adjustable as well, because we are in a small car and I'm a big lad and I need to be able to get the steering wheel around into a position that I need. Whilst I do like a button and speaking of space at the same time, I've noticed that my arse is getting hot, and that's because my knee keeps hitting the heated seat button, because they've put it in a place that is very close to my long legs, and I don't know if you can see it there, but I keep accidentally knocking it. And I'm just over 6 foot tall, so if you are around my size, be wary that you might get a sweaty arse on a hot day. Each side of the wheel, which is nice, kind of reminds me of conventional car driving. Instead of it putting you up or down gears, you actually use it to adjust the regenerative feel on the car as well, which leads me onto this button here, which if you press gives you maximum, it's the iPhone anyway, press gives you maximum regenerative braking, which is the true one pedal driving, which is a very interesting feature of electric vehicles. If you're new to electric vehicles, it basically means you do not really need to use the brake. If you take your foot off the gas, the car slows down enough for you to never really have your foot on anything other than the gas pedal or the accelerator pedal, because this ain't a gas car. In terms of storage, you've got a little bit of space in each of the kind of buckets in each of the doors, not that much. You've got some adjustable storage where your handbrake would conventionally be on a car. There isn't loads of space though here. In front of the central console, there's a little bit of space here. There's a nice little pocket for you to put your mobile phone. And there's also a cup holder which pops out, which is quite nice. I see what they're trying to do here. They're trying to give you a minimalistic vibe, enough space so that you don't feel like you're cramped in, but they've also tried to pack it full of technology as well. And have they succeeded? I think yes, but in a car like this, you're always going to be having that struggle to get that balance of, is there enough space, but also is it a small enough car so that it does its job as a town car? So there you have it, an interesting mix of retro and future tech here with the Honda E. And right in front of the central console, we've actually got a couple of USBs, as you'd expect. One for me, one for the passenger. But there's also a HDMI input, which means anything that spurts out HDMI signal can be projected onto one of the infotainment screens, which is good for a number of things, including playing a little bit of Mario Kart when you need a little break from driving.
When it comes to screens, the Honda E has a lot, 5 to be exact. As well as the 2 wing mirror cam feeds, you also get a driver display screen and 2 screens for infotainment. Whilst the inbuilt software for the infotainment setup seems to be a little bit clunky, the car is compatible with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which, if I'm honest, I prefer anyway. And if that's not enough screenage for you, you can also access a wide range of connected services via the My Honda app. Honda promises that in the future, as well as being able to unlock and lock your car and control climate, you'll be able to share a digital key with a family or close friend, and they can drive the car when you're not. It takes 31 minutes to get you up to 80% battery on the Honda E, which is nice if you have access to a 50 kilowatt charger. With the more common 7 kilowatt chargers, you're looking at up to 4 hours, and for a full charge, 19 hours at 2.3 kilowatts. Full range is 136 miles on paper. Our experience of town driving combined with some motorway makes it look more like 120.
My first experience of driving this is getting this out of the car park that we started this shoot in. And with the advanced version, you've actually got the parking controls up here, so you get a nice 360 view of the car, which usually I'm used to getting on bigger vehicles, but it's nice to get it on this Honda E here, because when you are nipping around town, you've got to get into those tight little spaces sometimes. Right, we're about to take this out on the road, but we're just getting this out of the car park. You can really tell how tight the turning circle is in this, because getting around those little pokey car parks is not a problem at all in this whatsoever. So 0 to 60 in the Honda E takes 9 seconds, which is nothing to write home about. But 0 to 30 takes 4.5 seconds, which means when you're in and out of town traffic and you want to pop in and out of little junctions, this is nippy enough to do so. I mean, it's an electric car. When you put your foot down, it goes. Speaking of putting your foot down, with the paddles on either side of the steering wheel, you can adjust the regenerative braking to the point where the car can go on its own inertia when you take your foot off the gas, like I am now. Or you can toughen it up a little bit so that you get more regeneration, and when you take your foot off the accelerator, the car feels like it's braking more. In terms of what makes the Honda E a good town car, the independent suspension means that when you're going over pesky potholes or speed bumps, it's going to be a slightly easier ride. Also, it's very tight turning circle of 4.3 meters, means that weaving in and out of traffic or pokey parking is not a problem at all. And with the advanced model of the Honda E, you can also take advantage of the parking programs that it's got, which is basically a button that you press, the car scans for a parking space and parks up for you. It works with bays and also parallel parking as well. And it does pretty well. So I was a little bit concerned about these digital wing mirrors, but after a few minutes of driving, to be fair, I'm used to them. Like regular wing mirrors, you can adjust them and they're at a good level for my eye line, so not a problem there at all. Plus, they've got a protective rain-proof layer, which means hopefully, if it does start chucking it down, because we are in the UK, a big blob of water will not obstruct my vision. A little gripe here, and this is probably just because I'm a big fella, the lack of support that you get under your knees because the seats are a bit shorter do mean that Driving this around town is fine, but I can't see me enjoying taking this for a longer drive. Not that the range will let you do that really anyway. So the Honda E comes in two flavors, standard and advanced, with advanced obviously having a few tricks up its sleeve, like a heated steering wheel, parking pilot to get you in and out of bays, and also parallel parking assistance, a premium sound system with a subwoofer, and also this very intelligent rear view mirror, which is a regular mirror when you look at it, but if there are a few people in the back and their heads are in the way or you can't see out properly, you can actually flick it and it switches over to a digital camera that's on the back of the car, which gives you a rear view that you wouldn't have got otherwise. Now, this is a great system, and yeah, it's great that they've got the confidence to have cameras for the wing mirrors and for the rear view mirror, but apparently the rear view mirror doesn't have the same protective layer as the wing mirrors does. Missing a trick there, Honda.
At £27,000, the entry-level Honda E is significantly less than the BMW i3 and the Vauxhall Corsa E. It's in the same ballpark as the Renault Zoe and Nissan Leaf, but dearer than the Mini Electric and Seat Mii. Unfortunately, its 137 miles on paper also means that it's the lowest range out of all of the models I just mentioned. One standout feature I like about the advanced model is the 230 volt electric outlet that has a conventional plug socket. I mean, something like that in my car might make me use the Honda E for more than just quick trips around town, or other more imaginative things.
So there you have it, the Honda E, a nice little drive packed full of tech, but it could do with a little bit more mileage. This has been How to Kill an Hour. Don't forget to let us know how you think we should be killing time next in the comments. I'm going to watch a film now.